Your dog is lying at your feet, perfectly content. Then you reach over and start petting another dog. And suddenly, your dog is up, pushing in, wedging right between you and the newcomer, like a furry little bodyguard who did not clock in for this shift. We laugh it off. We say they're being dramatic, needy, a bit of a drama queen. But what if that reaction isn't your dog being difficult at all? What if it's one of the oldest emotions on the entire evolutionary tree, showing up right there on your living room floor? Can dogs actually feel jealous? For a long time, scientists said no. Jealousy, they argued, is too complicated. It needs a sense of self, an understanding of relationships, the ability to imagine what someone else is thinking. Surely that's a human thing. Surely a dog can't sit there and think, hang on, that affection is supposed to be mine. But in 2014, a psychologist at the University of California decided to actually test it. Her name is Christine Harris, and together with her student Caroline Provost, she ran the first proper experiment ever done on jealousy in dogs. And the way she designed it is genuinely clever. Here's the trick. Instead of studying dogs, she borrowed a method used to study jealousy in human babies. She had dog parents sit with their dog and then completely ignore them. But not just ignore them. Ignore them while lavishing attention on something else. There were 3 somethings. The first was a book that played little melodies which the owner read aloud. The second was a plastic jack-o'-lantern bucket. And the third, a realistic stuffed dog, one that barked, whined, and wagged its tail. So it looked, to your dog, like a brand new rival had just walked in and stolen the spotlight. So what happened? When the owners fussed over the book, the dogs mostly didn't care. When they fussed over the plastic pumpkin, again, not much. But the moment they started sweet-talking that fake dog, the dogs lost it. They snapped. They pushed at their owner. They shoved their way in between the two of them, physically trying to break up the connection. Exactly the behavior you'd expect from something that felt threatened. And here's my favorite detail from the whole study. 86% of the dogs went and sniffed the fake dog's backside, which, if you know dogs, is the ultimate sign that they thought it was real. They weren't reacting to a toy. In their minds, an actual competitor had shown up, and they were not having it. Now I want to be straight with you here, because this is where it gets interesting. What the study proves is that dogs show jealous behavior, whether they feel jealousy the exact way you and I do, with all the messy inner drama. That part scientists are still debating. And honestly, that caution is what makes the findings stronger, not weaker, because the researchers weren't just claiming dogs get petty. They were pointing at something much bigger. They believe jealousy isn't some fancy human invention at all. They think it's a primordial emotion, a basic ancient one that evolved for a very simple reason: to protect a bond that matters from anyone trying to muscle in on it. Think about it from your dog's point of view. In the wild, attention from the pack isn't just nice to have. It's survival. It's food, safety, warmth, belonging. So an animal that notices when a rival threatens its most important relationship and acts to protect it has a real advantage. Jealousy in that light isn't a character flaw, it's a bond protection system. And your dog runs the same ancient software, which completely changes what that living room moment actually means. When your dog wedges between you and another pet, they're not misbehaving, they're not being spoiled. They are telling you, in the only language they've got, that you matter to them. That losing your attention feels like losing something they can't afford to lose. So what do you do with that? Here's the shift. The old instinct is to scold the jealous dog, to push them away, tell them off, treat it as a problem to stamp out. But if jealousy is really about a threatened bond, scolding just confirms their worst fear, that the connection actually is slipping. The better move is the opposite. Reassure them. A calm word, a bit of your own attention, a moment that says, you haven't lost me, there's enough of me to go around. You're not rewarding bad behavior, you're answering the real question underneath it. And a dog who feels secure in the bond has far less to be jealous about in the first place. So next time your dog turns into a little green-eyed bodyguard, don't roll your eyes. Take it as the strange compliment it actually is. That reaction is millions of years of evolution firing off for one reason. Because to your dog, you're worth protecting. If that surprised you, you're going to love what the science says about how dogs actually see us. Stick around, and I'll see you in the next one.